Hey folks, this is Gabe with Premier Choice Inspections, and it's super hot out here. I'm sweating really bad, but we wanted to make a video. We are getting people that we know are calling, our friends. Air conditioners are just not keeping up right now. Of course, temperatures are over 100 degrees. A lot of times we're into 113, 112 degrees, and at that temperature, your air conditioning is struggling. So I want to talk to you guys about some things that get neglected on these units, aside from everything inside the home. Now, we want you changing your air filters every 30 days. That's going to help protect the inside coils in the unit. That's going to make sure that unit runs like it should. The next thing is we want you looking at the refrigerant lines on the exterior of the home. If the insulation on these lines is damaged or missing, replace it. It's $2 to fix it. Although the benefits of that insulation are minor, it is helping the unit run better. The next thing is, if you come home and your air conditioning doesn't work and your inside unit's running, and you walk outside and your outside unit is not running, and by that I mean this fan on the top, but maybe you hear the compressor inside there actually working. If you know anything about air conditioning, you can go ahead and check the capacitor or possibly replace that and get the unit back up and running. If you don't know anything about air conditioning and you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always take a high velocity fan and place it on top of the unit blowing up. And that way you get some airflow through this unit. The compressor actually does its job. You most of the time will start providing some cooling effect inside the home. Now that's a temporary measure, and that is only to get you by until the technician can get to your house. Some people just can't afford the overtime service fees. Now I want to show you what gets neglected most on this outside unit, and that's basically these outside fins, these outside coils. So the purpose of these coils are, we are pulling hot air from inside the house outside. This fan is pulling air through the coils, which the coils inside this unit actually have heat during the summer, and we're getting all that hot air out of the home. I know that goes to theory, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's how this unit is actually working. So we want to make sure that the coils are actually clean. If you look at my unit, you can see they're very dirty. This unit is about 100 feet away from my outside spigot. It is the unit that gets neglected. This unit also services the upstairs part of my home, and as with any two-story house, upstairs is always warmer. So this unit has to work a lot harder. The last thing you'll notice about the area this sits in is it's in a confined space. It has very limited airflow. If your unit isn't underneath an awning or something like this, but you have grass or trees all around these coils, you want to make sure you clear that out. Give it some room to breathe. That's going to make this unit run better. Now, when we go to wash these coils, there's a couple of things to remember. We're going to be placing water on these coils, and we're going to be flushing the dirt out of them. Now, we do not want you to use sprayers like this. Sprayers like this focus the jet too hard, and what will end up happening is you'll end up bending these fins and the unit will no longer work properly. We also don't want you to use sprayers like this. We want you to have maximum control over the flow of water inside of here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it without using a sprayer. Just stick your thumb over the water hose and spray it out. Basically, you're just flooding it and getting all the dirt out of it. Now, when I start this, you're going to notice I'm going to be standing in water. This is another place in my house that's just weird. I have some negative grading here. But I'll show you how to flush these coils out. We do have the unit off right now, simply for the purpose of the video. You wouldn't be able to hear me if it was actually running. So I'll grab this hose and we'll start cleaning it. So again, we're going to do it with no sprayer on here. Just if you knew anything about air conditioning, you can go ahead and use a sprayer. If you don't know anything about air conditioning, just use no sprayer. That way you're not going to cause any damage. So you want to limit the pressure, and you're just going to flush this thing out. And you're going to make sure that the water flow is getting all the way through that coil. And basically, if your coil hasn't been cleaned in a while, it's going to look like mud flowing out of it. And you're just going to go all the way around this unit. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, always call a technician. Have someone that's a professional do this. But for you folks that feel handy, this is what you should be doing. Now, coils should be getting cleaned every 3 to 4 months, especially whenever it's windy and dusty. You should be getting all the dirt out of it. We'll stop there for the video. You get the idea of it. Basically, you're just trying to clear the coil of any dirt and debris that's in it, any animal hair that's gotten in it. This is going to help this unit just run more efficiently. Now, if you guys don't feel comfortable with this, call a technician, call a professional. When we have stuff done on our home, we call Trinity. You can call anybody else you want. That's kind of who takes care of our stuff. Also, this is what they tell you to do. So, thanks. I hope this helps some people. I know it's super hot out there. You guys stay cool. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.